I want to hear a clap. That's like a football applause clap. Hooray! Football! Now I want to hear the Super Bowl. I want those windows to shake. And we're going to bring on Sally Firth. It was amazing. You can all get a Super Bowl. So when I do that, I want the Super Bowl, alright? Well, I know. When I do that, oh, I've done my neck in now as well.
Come to Eagles comedy night.
Right, ready? Okay, ready?
Hello everyone, it's lovely to be here. My name's Sally. I'm actually a stand-in comedian though, not a stand-up comedian. My son was meant to be here tonight, but he can't make it. He's got food poisoning. Now, he booked this gig ages ago. We didn't want to let Carl down, so he said I could take his place. I've got a lot of time on my hands since the Samaritans asked me to leave. I did try adult education, but words cannot describe the humiliation that was life drawing for beginners. I know they say a bad workman blames his tools, but there are some images not even a giant stick of charcoal can capture. After that, I had a brief foray into politics. I formed my own party, the Right-Slip Reactionaries, and I stood against Boris Johnson in the election last year. He's done well, hasn't he? And then there was the first aid training, but I can't talk about that till after the court case. Anyway, I've got Johnny's notebook and I'm going to try and do his act, if that's all right. The first thing he's written here is virginity. As he's not here, I think I can tell you he was quite late losing his virginity. He had terrible acne when he was a teenager, you see, and I think he put the girls off. They couldn't see past it. So eventually my husband and I took him to our doctor, who prescribed these fantastic tablets, and they cleared Johnny's skin up just in time for him to go to Magaluf with his friends after the A-levels, and I gather that he made up for lost time. But then he had to visit another doctor when he got back. You all seem very friendly, so I think I'll share something with you. I was quite late losing my virginity as well. I was 20, and that's because I wanted the first one to be special. And he was. He had special requirements. By that I mean he could only become aroused if we made love outside. And I didn't mind that because I'm quite broad-minded, but we were going out in November, so it wasn't ideal. The one after that, he liked to cover me with baby oil while watching videos of 40 Towers. And I was fine with that until he asked me to dress up as Manuel. I thought that was a step too far. My next boyfriend was a masochist, and he begged me to hurt him. So I slept with his best friend. He said that wasn't what he meant. So I tried to think of something else. I waited and he videoed the whole of the Japanese Grand Prix, and then just as he sat down to watch it, I told him who'd won. Now, I think one of the other reasons I didn't have sex when I was a teenager, because my mother used to say to me that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and I'm not too good in the kitchen. But then I found out eventually if you go down about 6 inches, it's quicker, more effective, and you don't have to stand up for so long. I think this is the point where most comedians say, let me tell you a bit about myself. So I'm going to do that. As I said at the beginning, my name's Sally, and I've been married to Roger for 26 years. Seems longer. People often ask how we met, and I can tell you that it was at an ELO concert. Now, I found out later on that he was an opera buff, and he thought he bought tickets for the ELO. It was soon after that I took him to have his ears syringed engaged for the first time. Before I knew what was happening, we moved in together, and we were doing the things that married people do, having sex when only one person wants it, arguing about not having sex when the other person doesn't want it, watching TV together in complete silence, or one person talking and the other person being annoyed because they were disturbing them during their favourite programme. Yes, I do think about leaving Roger often, but he couldn't manage on his own. For instance, the other day I gave him a shopping list, and I sent him off to the supermarket. He was gone for 2.5 hours, and when he came back, the car boot was filled with 100 bread rolls. I had written loo rolls. So then, of course, I had to get back in the car, go back to Tesco and do the shopping. And when I was there, I needed to use the loo, and I was very surprised to find there was a condom machine in the ladies at Tesco. I know, you're surprised, aren't you? You thought I shopped at Waitrose. What else have we got here? Yes, now, most of you are too young to realise this, but when you've been with the same person for a long time, you know, things can get a little stale in the sex department. Now, I'm aware of that, but I'm still quite upset when the other day Roger said to me, "You're boring in bed. Why don't you ever surprise me? Dress up or something." So a couple of days later, when he came home from work, I did surprise him. I was wearing his mother's clothes. I always thought he wanted me to be a bit more like her, you see. That didn't go down well. I think it was too soon after the funeral. Now, you may think that's a bit cruel of me, but Roger's been doing a number of things recently that really annoy me, like waking up. Now, you know, that sounds a bit mean, but actually his snoring is so horrific. I mean, it's touch and go, which is preferable. Tinder. No idea what that is. Weed. Oh, I do know what that is. No, in my day we used to call it dope. Now, I don't smoke, so I can't inhale, but I did have a boyfriend who gave me some dope in a cake once, and I ate this cake, and I went straight to sleep. And when I woke up, my boyfriend was watching The Muppets on television, and he was roaring with laughter. I joined in, and that's when I knew I was high. Because the Muppets are rubbish, aren't they? DJ. Well, when I first saw this, I thought he meant bungee jumping, because that's one of Johnny's hobbies, and then I thought, well, it could be Boris Johnson, because he doesn't like him, and then I realised what he meant. Now, I'm not too keen on this, but Roger is, so I will oblige occasionally, because I find afterwards he's much more willing to clean the oven. A little tip for you there, ladies. My friend Angela, she's divorced, so she hasn't got anyone to clean her oven. But she does have a number of young boyfriends. She finds the best way to get her job done is to date somebody who's in the trade. So in the last year, she's had the whole house rewired. She was going out with an electrician. And then when she went out with a plumber, she got a new boiler. And currently her car is being serviced by a mechanic because she's going out with him. And she brought one of her boyfriends home to meet her children. And the first thing her daughter said when she met him was, "Are you going to be my new daddy?" Which was a bit awkward because her daughter is 22 and the boyfriend's about 30. So apparently there was a bit of a stunned silence, and then her son came in with, "Well, if you are going to be my new daddy, you're going to have to sleep with Tanya from the coffee shop, and then blow all your redundancy money on a Harley Davidson." She showed me a photograph of, part of one of her boyfriends, and I must say, I didn't make me want to see the rest of him. I think they call it a dick pic, don't they? Now, in my day, call me old-fashioned, but if a man waved his willy at you, you got the police involved, didn't teacher and was called a flasher. But then times have changed, I understand that. Another thing that's changed is how quickly men expect you to sleep with them. Angela says it's usually on the third date. Now, when I was young, the furthest I'd go on a third date is let a boy try and unhook my bra. But if he did succeed, it was generally disappointment to both of us. Anal. Well, I am quite anal. I can't drink my tea from a mug-marked coffee, and I can't eat an after-8 meal before 8 o'clock at night. And the other day, I'm afraid to say I had a panic attack in Tesco's because when I got to the checkout, I only had Sainsbury's carrier bags. Now, this OCD's been bothering me quite a bit, and it's obviously been bothering Johnny as well, or he wouldn't have written it down, so I'll have to have a word with him about it when I get home. And talking about going home, I think probably it's time I've probably done for 10 minutes. And before I do go, I just need to tell you something Johnny doesn't actually know that I'm here. I left him throwing up in the bathroom. At least I think he was throwing up, he could have been doing something else. And I rushed into his bedroom, grabbed the notebook and ran off with it. So if you come back next month and Johnny's doing his spot, don't let him know that I was here. Let it be our little secret. And oh yes, I think Roger's probably finished cleaning the oven by now, so I can go home safely. Have a lovely time. I'm Sally Firth. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you very much.
Sally Firth, everyone. Ever snapped a quick picky, Michael? No, that's good. Probably for the best. Tells on about relationships. I don't know how to flirt. Don't know how to flirt. I was at the train station the other day, right, and this woman came up to me. She was beautiful, and she